Hello, I am Stephen Tucker, and this is my companion, and because every Indiana Jones needs his short round, Mason Barnett. And what we are doing today, we are going to go over and do some metal detecting, trying to find some remnants of a mystery from our county. In 1775, George Washington actually tried to start a colony, and according to the letters that was written back and forth, it actually got underway pretty well. Now, the mystery part of it is they completely disappeared and nobody had ever heard of them again. There's a lot of information out there. Some detailed writings between George Washington and James Cleveland, which was leading the expedition, through the course of about a year in 1775 of what all they had gotten done. It was pretty impressive, really, for the time. Of course, then the Revolutionary War broke out. Washington was away being the general, and, the letters stopped. And the people, there was never any documentation of them again, whatever happened to him. But in the letters, he talks about the tract of land that he had, starting about 2 miles, coming up the canal from a town, Point Pleasant, and spanning, I believe it was 18 miles. And he said to start it right in the bend of the river, about middle ways. And we know that he did this through Cleveland's letters as well, who said the same thing, that they did get underway at that time. It was kind of a doomed expedition from the beginning if you read Cleveland's letters of all of the bad stuff that was happening. So a friend of mine, me and him was going over Google Earth, trying to find anything that could have been. So in his land assessment, can you see that? Mm-hmm. It talks about starting 2 miles up the canal, which this is right. Here's Point Pleasant, and if using Google Earth measurements, you see right at the 2 mile mark, you actually start into the fields area along US Route 35. So that's the starting point. Then you have to go up 18 miles and then, cut down half. So in this one, this is where we find about the halfway mark, roughly 8.53 miles, 8.5 miles. Here's the town of Leon where we are standing right now. So we are going to kayak from a little boat dock here, go down and start looking around this area. Now, a buddy of mine, Shannon, he found this, which is right in this location, which we thought was really, really interesting, which you can't see it very well in this picture. There is some type of dugout area here. He looked up a 1957 aerial map of the area, which shows the same feature. So this was, it might be natural. It's very out of place. It's probably not man-made. If it was prior to 1957. And this is one of the areas I really want to look at. And there's some other features over there, which, just judging by, Google Earth, we see here, we have some right angles, some 9-degree angles, some square cuts. And this is just kind of the area to first start looking for it. So, Mason, let's get in our kayaks and let's get moving. Okay, so right up around these power lines is the place on the map where we're heading to. I'm not sure if there's any way to, get off and climb up in there. I'm hoping so.
If there's not, we're completely screwed.
If there's not, we are completely screwed. Just to throw out a little bit of information on the magic of TV, there is actually a road right over there. It is US Route 35, and that would be way easier to access than kayaking, but it's not very adventurous just to drive up to a field to look around with a metal detector. So this was a lot more fun to be able to get out and do this.
It looks like one of those life patrol boats.
They're probably looking for bodies out here.
Why would they?
Huh?
Why would they be looking for bodies?
I don't know. They wind up in this river all the time. Whoa. Oh, good.
Woo! Watch out, Steven! I'm fast!
Yeah, the current is really strong today. look around here for any, there's like a upper 9 Mile Creek, I think, that comes out here somewhere. We might be able to get up inside there a little bit and get out of these kayaks.
Looks like we can park our kayaks right there. They might float away.
Oh, I don't want that.
We can get them on the land where they won't, but yeah. Right there.
You picked the steepest place to get out.
I'm sorry, that's awesome.
I'm not getting out there. What's on around this? Is there like a little cove in the river? What?
What's a cove?
It's an indentation where the creek comes out. Okay. We'll just keep looking down through here. We're not quite under the power lines anyway, so there's got to be something down through here. That's too steep.
It's all steep.
Yeah, it is all steep.
Oh my gosh. Look, I'd climb that.
You want to try? Go ahead.
What, do you know it?
No, I think I'm too fat for that. The river has definitely, you know, of course, changed a lot from 1775. There was even in one of the letters him talking about waiting until it rained just to be able to get this, you know, 8.5 miles up the canal here. So yeah, it's really hard to say where the old tree line was. He was instructed to keep the tree line to prevent from frost. Washington never really says exactly how many buildings to build, but they know from a land assessment value that there was about, I believe it was 28 acres of corn. Oh, crap. 28 acres of cornfield and potatoes that were planted, roughly 2,000 peach tree stones, which was just seed. Of course, we're never going to find anything like that. Too many years has went by and floods. But the interesting part was the amount of buildings that they had constructed. I mean, it was pretty impressive for its day. I would have liked to have seen it. According to the Historic Society, there's been absolutely no trace of anything ever found, but I don't think enough people even really know about the story of it to have ever even really looked for it, you know? I don't know. I haven't found any records at all of anybody ever just going out and looking or doing any aerial maps or anything like that. So hopefully we will be getting out here soon without falling into the river and starting the metal detecting. See, this is the stuff you don't see on these television shows. How does a fat man get out of a kayak?
They don't.
They don't. We're done. Expedition over. Are you going out? You want me to try to get out?
I'll try to get out, but stay away, please. Okay. I can't.
Well, we tried, Mason. Here, if you can hold my camera here, I'll get out here and then.
I don't know if I.
Do what?
I don't know if I can grab it.
You don't know if you can grab my camera?
No.
Okay. Well, that's going to be really fun.
Wait.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a huge wasp behind you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay,
do we log and drop it?
Okay, I'm rowing backwards. It's kind of hard.
That branch is not completely.
Steven?
You're fine. If I can get out, I can help you. This branch is not attached, so.
The one you were holding on to the whole time?
I was trying to pull my weight up with. That's it. Oh gosh. I'm going to flop out like this.
Steven! I'm like 5 feet away from you now.
I am out.
But you're.
I don't know how I'm never going to get back in.
Okay, Steven.
Yeah. Ah!
I don't know what to do. I have your camera.
Hold on.
And I'm kind of floating down into the river. Okay, I'm just gonna.
Did you pause it?
No.